Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Code with Sunny, and in this video I am going to talk about one of the good problems of dynamic programming of LeetCode. And what is the problem? The problem name is unique path second, and its index is 63, and the problem is of one of the medium type problems of LeetCode. Okay, so let's talk about the problem. That is, I'm going to discuss the problem statement now. A robot is given which is at top left corner of M into N grid marked start in the diagram below. Okay, and robot can only move either down or to the right at any point of time. That is, suppose if some coordinates of a cell is given to us, that is going to denote the position of the robot. At any time robot can either move to the right cell or to the cell that is present just beneath it. Okay, that is the down cell. Okay, now consider if some obstacles are added to the grids. That is, there are some cells that we can't go to that. Okay, that is, some cells are being prohibited to be visited. Okay, now how many unique paths would be there? An obstacle in space is marked by 1 and 0 respectively. Okay, so an obstacle in the cell is going to be denoted by 1, and the space is going to be denoted by 0 where robot can move. Okay, and we have been asked how many unique paths would be there to reach to the bottommost right corner of the matrix. Okay, starting from this top left corner. Okay, you can see this problem is a little variation of the previous problem, that is unique path first, and let us look for that problem, that is unique path first. Okay, let a unique path first of LeetCode. Okay, so in this problem you can easily see that we have been asked to find out the same thing, that is going from this top left corner to this bottom right corner, what are the total number of unique paths are there. But you can see there are no obstacles being placed over there. Okay, so you can easily find it out with the help of dynamic programming, and there are not much more confusion in doing that. Okay, now what about when I am going to just place obstacles in this, like in this problem. Okay, you can see I'm just going to move it out. Okay, in this problem some obstacles are being placed, so then how we are going to manage to find out the total number of unique paths and what are the changes that we have to write in the code. That is a very simple short line. Okay, how we are going to do that. Okay, so let's try to understand that also. So okay, so before moving further, let's talk about the constraints also, because it is going to help us in many problems. Okay, so I will always recommend to read over the constraints and then try to solve it out the problem in the best possible way. Okay, you can see a number of rows is going to be like at most 100, and number of columns is going to be like at most 100. So you can think of an O of n square solution, n square, or you can say O of n into m solution, because n into m will be around 10 power 4. So number of iterations will go at most 10 power 4, and this can be a good solution. Okay, and obstacle grid of ig is either 0 or 1. 0 denotes the space where robot can move, and 1 denotes certain cells which should not be visited. Okay, that is, there are obstacles placed on that. Okay, so let's try to understand this problem with the help of example, and we will together find it out the best solution of this problem. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so suppose we have been given this matrix, and this is the start position, this is the finish position. We need to find total number of unique paths, so starting from this and ending up to this. Okay, suppose consider this case that there are no cells which contains obstacles. That is, this matrix is obstacle free. Okay, then let us find it out. What are the total number of unique paths possible starting from this one? Okay, if you are at this cell, you can always see I can go to this cell, and there is only one path. And if I have reached this cell, what is the total number of ways to go to this cell? If the number of moves are allowed is either right, that is this one, or down, that is this one. If you can see, if you are at this position, total number of ways to move to the right, that is going to this cell, is always equal to the 1, that is this one. Okay, so I'm going to just write one statement. Let's start with this one, and I am going to fill this one, that is going to denote total number of unique paths going up to this cell, and here is also one, total number of unique paths coming to this cell. Okay, you can see why the total number of unique paths coming to this cell is coming out to be 1, because you can easily see I just have to visit this cell straight to the right, and total number of paths is 1. Note that the moves that are allowed is right and down. You can either move to the right or move to the down. Okay, similarly, what are the total number of ways, or you can say total number of unique paths are going to end up to this cell? that is total number of unique paths where the ending cell is going to be like this one and this one. You can easily see this is coming out to be 1. How this is coming out to be 1, you can easily say I can reach up to this cell or this cell by straight to the down. Okay. Now comes the main tricky point of this question. And what is that tricky point of this question? You can see if we have been asked what is the number of unique paths for this cell, that is this one. Okay, if we have been asked for such a thing, I can easily say total number of unique paths coming up to this cell can be like coming from this previous cell, that is coming from this up cell or coming from this left cell. Okay, we don't know that from which cell we are going to come at this position. So we can either come from this up cell or we can either come from this left cell. Okay, so if you have been asked that what is the total number of unique paths up to this cell, you can say total number of unique paths that is up to this cell, that is dp of ij, is going up for total number of unique paths that we can reach to the previous cell, that is for the up cell, that is I minus 1 and j, plus total number of unique paths that we can come to this left cell. Okay, so it should be like dp of I into j minus 1. So this is basically our dp relation that we need to do for every cell. But note that one thing that you should be careful, that this I minus 1 and this j minus 1 should be valid. Okay, so if you are moving to the only to the first row or only to the first column, you need to take care that this, if you are moving at this first row, this I minus 1 does not exist and only I need to take care for this term. And similarly for this column, you need to take care for this term. Okay, this is the further case when there is no obstacle in the matrix. And let's talk about if there is an obstacle in the matrix, that is at least one obstacle. Now again you can see the moves that are allowed is right and the moves that are another move that is allowed is down. Okay. Now you can see I have to start from this position. Now let's call it as that is, let's say that if I am going to start from this position, let's say there is an obstacle present over there. Let me denote it with another color. That is okay. So if there is an obstacle present at okay, so if there is an obstacle present at this position, so can we move from this position to this position? No. Okay, now can we move to this position if there is an obstacle present over this left position? You can see no. That is, I cannot move to this position and then come to this position because there is an obstacle present at this position. Okay, now one thing that should be modified in my DP relation when you found an obstacle is that you can easily see DP of ij that I am going to write is nothing but this previous values. Okay, so that is dp of ij equals something previous for previous row plus for this previous column. Okay, now let's talk about when there is an obstacle. You can see if there is an obstacle, I need not to calculate for this relation. Okay, I should not take care for this relation. Okay, so in other words, if you visit an obstacle cell, just you need not to perform this operation dp of ij. Okay, and what about some case like if we are at only first row or we are at only first column, and if we have visited some obstacle, and what about talking about some other cell which is present after that obstacle, you cannot reach to that cell because there is only one way, that is going to the right for the first row. And if there is an obstacle in between, you cannot go to some other cell that is present after the obstacle. And similar to that, there is another case lying for the first column. Okay, so if you are not going to understand this, no need to worry about. I am going to explain this entire scenario in the coding part also. Overall, I just want to say you just need to write a single statement, or you can say I'm going to write two statements that is going to just make that problem being solved for both the types of problems, that is for an obstacle free matrix or at least one obstacle. Okay, let's try to understand this with the help of coding part. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so you can see I have written here over the code. Okay, so rather I'm going to talk about this submitted codes that I've already submitted, and I actually have tried to find out the best runtime solution. That is, you can see I have a 0ms solution also. You can see. So let's talk about that 0ms solution. Okay, which is going to be an efficient one. Okay, So you can see this row is going to denote the grid size and column is going to denote the grid zero size. And I have a DP of matrix, 2D matrix. I'm going to first fill the base cases. And what are these base cases? It is nothing but I'm going to talk about the first row and the first column. Okay, so you can see here I have talked about this first column. That is, I'm going to iterate for the number of rows, and for every row, if as soon as I found an obstacle, I'm going to just use the break statement. And the reason behind this, if you have already reached this position, this is an obstacle, I cannot go to this position for this first column because I need to cross this obstacle. And if there is an obstacle, I can't go further. So as soon as we get an obstacle, just break. Otherwise, fill this value dp of 50 equals 1. Okay, and similar to the case I'm going to do for the first row. Just write it for the number of columns and just break when we found an obstacle, otherwise fill the value 1. Okay, now let's try to fill the other cells of this DP matrix, 2D matrix. So I just iterate for the number of rows and the number of columns starting from I equal to 1 and also for j equal to 1. If we have found an obstacle, we are not going to just fill this value, fill this cell value, and it will remain as 0. Why it should remain as 0? One thing that you need to care of, that I am just filling the DP values with 0. If I have reached an obstacle, I'm not just going to fill this cell value and it would remain as 0. Total number of unique paths reaching to this cell would be 0. Why it should be 0? Because there is an obstacle. I cannot cross this obstacle. Okay. So let's talk about the other cells which are not an obstacle. That is, that cell is obstacle free, I can say. And what are the unique ways that we can come up to this cell? Either we are going to come from the up cell, because if I am going to use the down operation for the up cell, I am coming back to my current cell. Okay, so I'm just going to sum up all the values that we can come up to the cell. That is, unique ways equals coming from this up cell or coming from this left cell. Okay, I'm just going to sum up all these values for all the obstacle free cells. Okay, and finally return this dp of row minus 1 column minus 1, which is going to denote total number of unique paths coming from this top left corner to this bottom right corner, including obstacles. Okay, so this is going to be a 0 ms good solution. Okay, so if you have any doubts, do let me know in the comment section of the video, and I will ask the viewers to like this video, share this video, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you for watching this video.